Hey guys, and welcome back to Common Courtesy. I'm your host and moderator, Sean Nicholas, aka Desire Some More. And next with me, I have my co-host,
Nikki Prue.
Hello, what's up?
Hello.
And welcoming back to our panel, we have Nicole. I can't pronounce your last name.
Tarntelli.
I didn't practice that. I couldn't remember how to pronounce it though. How are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm good. I love this sweater. We were just saying earlier in the meeting
About the sweater.
Yeah,
you can see
I-
it, but there's like little sparkles woven into it.
Yeah, like I want to wear that for my show. Oh, okay. So, anyways, so let's get to some hot topics. So, I heard, I think a couple weeks ago, starting this week, this Thursday, Instagram is gonna start removing likes. Actually, it's more removing the visibility of likes. Say that you can see the likes that you receive, as you know, if I have a photo, I can see my likes.
But you can't see how many likes my photo received.
Yeah, because a 2017 study said that likes compared on Instagram is it's kind of comparing it to like what's happening with mental health, like a negative effect on your mental health, like depression and anxiety, things like that. I don't know how that kind of connects. So my question is, does these likes on Instagram, does it actually affect your mental health? I'm gonna go to you first, Nikki, and also as well, do you think removing likes or things like that will actually help the problem?
I mean, I think there's a connection because now our society has made those kinds, they've made that kind of popularity really important. They've made it really important for you to have this amount of likes and this amount of followers and have this amount of people view your story and every picture that you put up. So I think as a society, I can't speak today for some reason, we've become very dependent upon that kind of, what's the word I'm looking for?
Approval. It's like approval.
Validation.
Thank
yeah.
you. That kind of validation has become such a huge thing that we've linked it to our own mental health. I don't think that taking away likes or letting them is really going to do much. People are going to still fight. It's really, there's still going to be comments. They haven't taken that away, like you said,
Right.
And that's where a lot of the problems, I think, lie. So, I understand. The effort, I think, was decent. And the statement the CEO made about it was, that they were doing this for the greater good and for the better well-being and mental health of its users. But will that really accomplish anything? I doubt it.
Nicole.
And there's still Facebook.
Right.
There's likes and unhappy faces and whatever.
Well, now there's talk of removing them from Facebook.
Instagram and Facebook
and
are
Twitter.
own. But
yes.
Yeah.
For now, they're leaving it, but, and I guess the CEO of Twitter has been talking about removing the likes from comments there for a while now.
Well, I also think that it's more of the younger generation because we don't care. I don't need to have 40,000 friends and 300,000 likes. But you're a performer though. I'm not. I don't care. But
you're not.
But for
like me.
But for example, my sister-in-law, who is 20, who just turned 20, I saw something that she put on Facebook, like, nobody's liking my stuff. You guys need to like my... And I'm like, why do you want, especially the people in my town, them to validate you? Like, you need white trash validation? I'm from a white...
Some people... everybody needs validation in some way.
Right, but I feel like it's more like I don't know, the younger crowd, and like that's a thing. Like they have those, what are those things called, the influencers that they have, that they I didn't even know what they were until I watched the documentary on the Fire Festival, and they were getting all these influencers to go, and I'm like, what the heck is that? And then they paid like one of the Jenner twins like $250,000 just to like promote this, and like, that came into a thing because she liked it. I don't know. But a little off topic there, but I think it's more like the
I think it's
generation.
like right on topic because like that was said a lot about the influencers. But for me, I think it's funny we bring up Facebook because Facebook is the parent company of Instagram, and I find it funny, which I don't find it funny, that they're taking this big of action trying to get this bullying because I think it's for bullying and things like that. And also as well, I think it's it's something that like you said, it's something that we create inside ourselves.
Right.
Because I don't like to seek validation from other people. I mean, yeah, as a performer, for me, I'm like, okay, because the crowd is telling you, okay, you did well.
But you also, you promote yourself and you allow your performance to speak for itself. You're not even
just taking pictures and shit.
Right.
You know when to promote, and that pays off for you.
Oh,
that's what I mean. There's smart ways to go about it.
Mm-hmm.
I actually read an article, and it wasn't in America. It was somewhere in Europe, where there is a photographer where you can rent a private jet and take Instagram pictures on it. So people think that you're on a private jet and like...
Yeah. So yeah, because it's all about this image.
Anybody who knows me would never believe that I was on a private jet.
You know, I wish Ashley was here. Oh my God, I forgot. Ashley's, she'll be back with us. But I wish Ashley was here because there's a lot of like psychological things with this, like with Americans and sociology as well. Like in America, it's all about, how things look rather than how they actually are.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you're on Instagram and Facebook seeing your friends. But back to my point I was saying earlier, I find it funny how they're taking this big of a drastic measure when Facebook has yet to be held accountable for spouting out fake news. Also, as well, I don't know if anyone's noticing, but they're getting a lot freer and freer with what kind of stories you can share and also what pictures you can share. Like, I'm looking through stories and seeing, like, pornographic drawings, and I'm like, Facebook, okay, because it's also we're also doing things for the kids now, because YouTube just if you're uploading something to YouTube, you have to answer, legally they have to ask you, is this kid friendly? Well, Facebook, you have all this stuff floating around, and also as well, how are they? And some of them are like bots, like robots, like from like porn sites. Where's the accountability factor in that?
Mm-hmm. So I mean, it's getting blurrier and
blurrier, and also as well, it's all. I read an article from the Insider. It was that they were saying that it's more about money rather than people's mental health, because Instagram gets a check when let's say like I'm like Kylie Jenner and I'm promoting like Nike and I get like 1 million likes, that company gets a check, everyone gets a fucking check, except for Facebook. Facebook does not get a check. So I'm thinking rather like, is this more about mental health or money? Because still as well, they're not policing Facebook as well as much. Because like I said earlier in a couple episodes, I'm getting regular random calls from like strangers, and I'm like, I think there should be a little bit more tighter security there. So, I mean, I don't know what it's going to do for me.
Which is obviously the question.
Yeah, I mean, well...
the reason we asked.
Okay. I mean, for me, is it going to help someone's mental health?
But really, that is a question. Exactly. What is?
I don't think the two are linked, because that has something to do with you. I mean,
I feel like maybe it's just them wanting to show that they're doing something to help, because there's been so much raised mental health awareness.
Right. Yes.
So they're like, look at us doing our part. I'm not saying that's bad. I'm not saying that it doesn't mean that they're trying to do a good thing, but I feel like a lot of it is probably slightly
something to show. Yeah, and also it's I lost my thought. What were we talking about? You can catch me back.
Being
the jets, the private jets.
Oh, not that.
No,
I was leaving Facebook. Okay, anyways, but is it going to help mental health? That's what we're talking about. I don't think they're linked, because yes, I think it's more has to do with you, but I think I agree with you guys. The comments, I think they can remove those as well. That should be removed, because a lot of people get bullied through Instagram and Facebook, whatever, through comments. But then it comes to that gets to a slippery slope as well, because how can you communicate with people if you can't comment? You're just going to direct message them, then you're getting, your privacy invaded.
That's a good point.
So it's, I don't know where is it going to begin and where is it end, because I think, for me, I don't think it's going to do anything to improve anything. I think it's more about money than anyone's mental health. That's from me.
But I mean, if your mental health depends on your likes on Instagram, there is something bigger going on in your brain. Then it's probably not going to improve
much of your life.
Than that. You know what I mean?
If it's that big of a problem.
If it's that big of a problem, then there's something else going on.
And just to cap this off, like, I'm doing a group therapy session, and I think people should, if you need to talk to people and things like that and get things out, I think that's one of the outlets that people should look, and even people of color, because I was watching a show, The Good Doctor, and the there was a black mother, and the doctor was like, I'm going to give a psych consult. And they're like, we don't talk to psychologists, you know that. But I mean, it's a stigma in my community. I know not to talk to anyone, but I think that's an outlet, you know, AA, anything like that. You should look it up somewhere in your community if that is something that you need. Anyways, just to move on from that topic, but just to get a little politics, I haven't talked politics in a while. So just recently, last week, Trump was sending live tweets to Ambassador. So we're in impeachment inquiries, right? There's a question like whether the president, there's still a question with most Americans as to whether the president should be impeached or not. So just to catch you up, we know he's being impeached by a quid pro quo with the president of Ukraine about withholding funds or whatnot from in order to get information about Joe Biden. Sorry, I know.
I was looking up that article, or it would have been more.
I'm trying to get it out. Anywho, just to catch up on that, it's a quid pro quo. They're having impeachment inquiries in order to see if the president did something criminal activity. Anyway, just to catch you up right now, last week, Ambassador Marie Yovanovitch was she was testifying about what happened to her. And Nikki, you have a little more information about this.
Yes.
Ambassador.
So the former U.S. ambassador to Ukraine was discussing an April phone call that she received in the middle of the night from a State Department official, telling her that she was being recalled from her post and that she should immediately return to Washington because of concerns about her security. So Yovanovitch said later that she learned the reason for her recall was actually a smear campaign orchestrated by Rudy Giuliani and others because she was standing in the way of their corrupt agenda in Ukraine.
Right. And then the live tweets.
Right. And as she was speaking on the stand, President Donald Trump was on Twitter doing exactly the same thing to Yovanovitch that his cohorts had done, which was attempting to smear and intimidate her, live tweeting while she's testifying.
Right.
So the main quote that I found was, everywhere Marie Yovanovitch went turned bad. He wrote this less than an hour after the hearing began. She started off in Somalia, and how did that go? Then fast forward to Ukraine, where the Ukrainian president spoke unfavorably about her in my second phone call with him.
So there we have it. So my question is, is this witness intimidation, and why isn't he being charged with this? Is Nikki?
Yes, I say yes, it absolutely is. It's
right.
Especially in today's day and age. 20 years ago, this wasn't even something that would have been an issue because it didn't really exist in that way.
Mm-hmm.
But there's new forms of bullying, there's new forms of intimidation, and this is 100% one of them. And the fact that doesn't seem to be any repercussions for it doesn't really surprise me at this point, because there haven't been a lot of those for anything. And I feel like I'm hoping there have. Right. All I'm hoping is that they're maybe just compiling it. They're like, well, whatever. It's kind of like throwing water in the ocean at this point. Let's just keep it rolling. And he's not doing himself any favors.
Yeah.
So
no.
I think maybe it's just like, I mean, I don't know.
It's just a roller coaster.
Mm-hmm.
It's like watching a Ringling Brothers circus at this point.
Yeah.
I think I said that last time I was here about him. I don't even know what to say. How is he even allowed on Twitter while this person is giving her testimony? And
right.
and blasting her. I mean, isn't it supposed to be...
It's entirely unprofessional, even if it's not intimidation or bullying.
Right.
Just have some class for once in your presidency.
And I have a question. What phone is he using? Because as a president, I hear they take your phone away, your personal phone. I think he has his own personal phone. That's where he's tweeting this from.
Well, clearly. Yeah.
Yeah. But anyways, what you were saying.
I mean, I don't even... I mean, I can't even.
It's a reality show.
There are no words, right? And
it's a reality show.
What are you doing? There's like all this corrupt crap going on, and then this poor woman gets fired, and then she finds out why, and then now they're asking her about it, and she's being continually ran through the dirt while she's giving her testimony. And should that be public at that point? I mean, isn't there supposed to be a press conference or something on the trial at like?
This is public. This is after public trial.
Oh, that's what I'm saying. Oh, it is public.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So, but still, like, was there? I mean, did he beat every other journalist? I don't understand what the goal was. Like, to make her look bad. I know, but
it's more gaslighting because, like, we were talking about the whole Trump investigation earlier and why he wanted to investigate them, and I'm like, the more and more you read into this, it's you can't put the pieces together. It don't make any sense. Joe Biden's son, his corporation, whoever he's working for, had nothing to do with why the vice president removed this prosecutor from from his job because he wasn't seeking corruption. He was doing it. They have nothing to do with each other, and I think it's more gaslighting and more interference. Like I said earlier, I feel like the president's doing this. He's dangling this over here while he's doing this behind someone's back. My question is also how are people still supporting him? Like, what's the question there? Because he's getting away with crime, and if most Republicans like to say they're I'm sorry, I'm talking a lot.
No.
Most Republicans say they're constitutionalists. Well, this is against the Constitution. It's against law. Mm-hmm. So, and you should see a lot of politicians, they're bending themselves over backwards trying to explain this behavior. I don't understand it, but I think, you know what? I hope this impeachment goes through. I've never disliked the president really this much. I wasn't a fan of Bush, but what he's doing, getting away with, it's just wrong. It's showing people. It's showing people
so many levels of wrong.
Right. It's showing you there's no repercussions. Like you said earlier, there's no repercussions for anything.
There doesn't seem to be much of a limit to what he's willing to try to get away with.
Mm-hmm.
Right, because he can.
And that's, I mean, at this point, people who are, I mean, in my opinion, it's just a blind faith. Like, can't turn back now.
Right.
We're ride or die for President Trump.
I don't understand
because
that.
If we say we weren't, then now we all look silly. Yes, you will, but it doesn't matter.
And at this point, we were talking about...
Don't we all feel silly as a country at this point?
I feel silly. Jesus. Like, we have to read the Mueller report. I mean, how much more do you need? The Mueller report, the White House transcript on the Ukraine call. And then he's like, there's another call. Then Trump implicates the vice president. He's like, you should hear the conversation that he had with the president. And then, Rudy Giuliani did this. And Rudy Giuliani showing evidence like, they wanted me to talk to him. This yes.
Circus.
But you know what? It scares me to think what's actually going on.
We'll never know.
What's actually going on?
We know about as much as we do. Yeah, no, but that's...
We will never know what's really going on because the people will lose their shit.
Because this whole spectacle's going on. I think it's really taking away from the Democratic race because we're sitting 100%. Here talking about this man in office, not about someone who's the new hope for the country. And we'll talk about them later, but I think...
Well, if anything, maybe that's what he wants. Maybe he wants that to work in his favor because we're all so distracted now that none of us are going to be able to make informed decisions, and therefore he might win by accident.
Go Blue 2020. Register to vote. Get out there. Watch CNN.
Read. I need to do more of it.
Me too.
You don't have to read the newspaper. You don't
get
Washington
distracted.
Post. You don't learn where you get your information from.
Smoke and mirrors.
I feel like, have you ever seen that movie Idiocracy?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Okay, it's literally the only comedy that's turned documentary. It's got Luke Wilson in it, and they put him in a time capsule, and he's only supposed to be frozen for 50 years.
And everyone in the future
He wakes up 500 years later, and everybody's dumb as fuck. And so they make him president of the world because he's the smartest man.
Because he tells everybody to stop watering their crops with, it's basically Gatorade. It's a form of Gatorade. They don't understand. Nobody drinks water. The only water they use is in the toilet, so that's what they associate water with.
Oh, wow.
But it really, especially now,
I feel like that's what I'm watching.
I get it. Because if you see him on TV, he's like, nobody knows about Article 2. We're going to get off this. He's like, nobody knows about Article 2. I thought I was the only one. I'm like, fuck you mean? Excuse me. Yeah, what the fuck you mean? This is in the Constitution since before you were even thought of.
Right.
This is crazy. You know
what?
what?
And I also feel like the whole ISIS, he captured the ISIS leader, and that was also a distraction.
Well,
they probably had him months ago, and they're
probably,
like, let's do this.
But I will agree, that is a good thing, though.
That is a very good thing. It is a very good thing.
I mean, good, he killed them. Thank you. But this other shit that's going on is like crazy. Anyways, let's go out and vote. Moving on. Go out and vote. Okay, so a friend wrote into Dear Abby, because you guys know I love Dear Abby and giving advice, and so do we all. A friend wrote into Dear Abby about another friend who has an online obsession, and they got into a disagreement because her friend says, well, it's not an affair because it's not physical. The writer disagrees. How do you guys feel? We're going to go to Nicole first. Do you think an online obsession it can't be considered an affair because it's not physical? How do you feel? And go.
I feel like it is a type of an affair because it's an emotional affair. So you're clearly not getting something from your significant other that you need. And, even if it's just someone that you've never met saying, oh, well, you're beautiful, or, everybody needs something like that, from their partner. And if they're not getting that and they're getting it from somebody else, and somebody might say that, well, that's not as bad. But if, say, that stops, it could also start on a different issue. Whatever issues, you just have to look them right in the face and figure it out.
Right.
You know what I mean?
So,
and if it's not working, then bounce.
So you agree with the writer and Nikki.
Well, I can speak from personal experience in this. When I was in my 20s, I dated someone who, for whatever reason, I dated like serial cheaters. But anyway, this guy was very good at lying and just very good. There was, no problems that I can, even looking back, see that I caused. That would cause him to do this and go behind my back, but whatever. He reconnected with an old girlfriend through Facebook, and then through there's another messaging apps. I don't know if it was Hangouts or what. Reconnected.
MySpace.
It wasn't MySpace. It was like a chat app through
WhatsApp.
I don't know any of
maybe.
this.
I don't know. It was a long time ago.
Okay.
So, but anyway, so they reconnected. I don't remember what exactly made me wonder about something, but I found out talking. They were having, if there was any definition of like an online affair, it was this. It was emotional. It was sexual. It was, and I find out she's calling him like on the. So I confronted him. I was an idiot back in my 20s. Please excuse the fact that I was a weak ass bitch. But I confronted him. He told me, the sky was green. I believed him. It was over. It didn't end. It never ended. And I found out about it again, I don't know, a year or so later. And this went on and on and on. And it really destroyed me. Like we had been together for a few years. We lived together. Like I bought my dog when I was with him. Like we had a lot of, built up history. So it really destroyed me. It really destroyed my self-esteem because I'm like, what is it that I'm, lacking? So 100% definitely feel that it can be as bad, if not more damaging than someone just getting drunk and sleeping with someone once.
Right.
That's bad enough, but this is, you put thought into it. You thought about this person and you talked about thinking about them and you talked about you were talking to them while you were with me, and like it was rough. It was rough to move past. But that being said, I would tell this girl to be like, see you later, because that's not going to change. That kind of behavior doesn't generally change.
And it doesn't even necessarily generally have to do anything with you being the woman, that your person is doing this with. And it could be something with them, or like they couldn't let go of an ex, or you know what I mean?
Or they just are that person who needs that kind of constant attention.
Right. There are some people out there like that as well. And but you think it's you, for years.
Which was stupid because I was a lot younger than this guy and had no reason. And you never know what's going to like trigger you and really cut deep when you think you have a connection with somebody and they're having it with somebody else.
And you're right. That's not your fault. And you weren't weak. You were naive. I wanted to retract that statement. You weren't weak. You were naive, because a lot of older men, I've dated older men, and they do take advantage of you. And because how would you know? You know what I mean? Like, because you're young, you're just experiencing this for the first time, but they know that is cheating. And so, just to answer this question, yes, having an online obsession, I generally think it's cheating, you know, like we're not talking like, you know, someone that you like their Instagram photos and you comment, you know, like we're talking like you're having like an online like relationship,
intimate conversations.
Yeah, and I think that's what they're talking about here, and I don't think I've never experienced that. Have I? No. But no, I don't like Snapchat though, because I realized that like, you know, you send like dick pics and doing like things like that, and like my ex was doing that, and I'm like, this is crazy. You know, honestly, we're gonna get off topic.
My boyfriend and I generally Snapchat each other pictures.
We're gonna get off topic.
So, but I get what you're saying.
Nikki brought it to a different topic, but yes, I think this definitely, just to answer the question, we're gonna get to that, but like just to answer the question, I think it is cheating because like, yeah, it doesn't have to be just physical, it's emotional. I think emotional is much more damaging because you know, you can't talk to me about your problems. Like that was like some of my problems with my ex, you know, like when some of my exes, they don't want to talk about, you know, their problems and how they feel, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, we're living a life together, you know, how can we communicate and be completely honest with each other without talking to each other? And yet you're talking to someone else online. Right. Yes, perhaps because it seems safer, but I think that's a problem because it seems safe because they're not there in front of you. You're not there looking them in the eye as you're telling them how you feel and what's going on in your life. I think that person isn't brave, and you have to go online and like seek that type of attention because that's bullshit. You can't talk to me, you know what I mean? Like,
they're just very, very insecure.
Right, like I've been cheated on before. That's why I'm like, fuck that, because it is emotion. That's cheating, you know, and it is an affair because, like I said, like everything I just said, you can't talk to me. You think about this person, you know, you're talking about sex with them.
You obviously have emotions invested in them if you are going to these lengths to talk to them. That's what it is. It's just, either way, it's just a betrayal.
It's like someone having Grindr. Like if I was married, my husband had Grindr, we don't have that type of relationship. I'm like, we're not talking. Because some of the guys are like, oh, we're looking for friends. And I'm like, do you sleep with all your friends?
Right. Isn't that what Grindr's for?
I mean, for me, it's a hookup dating app. It's not like a friends app. You know, like, oh, hey, what's up? You know, like, because generally
I've ever heard about it.
Yeah, that's all I've ever used it for. I mean,
every Sunday,
and people have gotten married from that, and I understand,
which is fine, but like, I mean, let it be what it is. Like,
I don't think I've ever made friends with. I mean, like not friends, like you know them, you know what I mean?
Right, but you're not like.
I call them every day. You know, let's get coffee. No. Okay, so last topic. Let's get to this one. Ooh, I like this story. So, gentleman writes in the Dear Abby with the question. So he tells the story. He was dating this girl for about 4 months, and to him, he's like thinking they're exclusive, and I think they were thinking about taking their relationship to the next level. So he buys these expensive tickets. Let's say it's Madonna tickets, Lady Gaga tickets, and it's one of her favorite artists, and she really wanted to see this artist. So when the weekend comes up, she goes to pick him up. He goes to pick her up. And she informs him at her house, and she says, you know what, I can't go to the concert because an old flame of mine is in town. Well, actually, she said it was an old friend. She said it was an old friend first.
We all know
is in town, and and she wanted to spend the weekend with him, so she canceled the date. So this dude canceled the relationship with her. He stopped talking to her. So now she's trying to get back with him, and he asks Dear Abby, should he reciprocate or should he move on? Ladies, you want to go first?
Just, first of all, this friend coming into town is like, hey, I know that this guy that you've been dating just bought you these really expensive tickets, but that's canceled and you get to hang out with me all weekend instead. First of all, that's super rude. But I just wanted to get that out of the way.
It's rude on anything. Like, even if I bought you tickets and we were friends and you canceled when I came to pick you up. I can't go.
Like the night of.
I can't go.
No. That's super rude.
But for anybody.
Second of all, I wonder, do we know, like you, I think you mentioned this earlier, do we know that they had a conversation about exclusivity?
No. Well, not that he wrote.
I feel like either this could be one of two things. Like, because I feel like I've experienced both. where it could be one of those guys who just really wants that intimacy. He really wanted it. He took it to that level in his mind, so he thought that they were there. But 4 months is no short amount of time.
Yeah.
Right.
So I'm thinking that he probably was at least under the impression. If he was at least under the impression, then that is also on her,
Yeah.
Be clear about your intentions.
Yeah.
That's all people should do what they want to do, but don't make somebody feel like they're involved in something more than
Hello.
Right. But
we're damaged people.
Well, I mean, we're all human.
But that's why I'm
We all
trying to
got
offer
scars.
that advice now, because it's like, I did that too. I know you did, and you probably did when we were younger. You don't want to tell someone that you don't want to hurt someone's feelings, so you strong maybe. But it's honestly,
but not for 4 months.
hurt them once quick, not
just
a little bit over a long period of time, because you just want to have him in the wings.
So she should move on.
I feel like she's selfish, and he should move on.
Yeah,
but I also feel like no matter who it is, if you're giving me free tickets to Lady Gaga, whom I love, who is this person making me not want to go? You know what I mean? Like, what do you got going on? What was it, an ex? You know what I mean? There's some sort of importance, I guess, or
because
something.
he found out it was an old flame. At first she said it was an old friend,
we forgot to mention that?
Yeah, I yes.
So yeah, we did find out that it wasn't.
Yeah, it wasn't the old flame. Yeah.
So it was an old flame. So okay, so this person, I don't think there's an old flame on this planet that would make me miss that concert. So there's something else going on, and that she's clearly not over. So yeah, I think he needs to just bounce.
Pack it up.
Pack it up.
Oh, but wait, did you finish so now he cut it off, and then now she wants to reconnect
because he dumped her.
And the other question is, should he?
Because you're right. You saying that she's selfish, that's the selfish act. Like, that's what selfish people do. They're like, oh, I lost my sugar train. And hell yeah, I would move on too. I would move on to, like, so many times. I just had this ex, and I'm like, oh, come to my show. And he would say he would come, and he didn't come. And he wouldn't, like, call me before. I would just find out later.
Right.
That's shady as fuck. I don't fuck with shady people. Like, even if that happened to me, I would have automatically assumed it was an old boyfriend.
Right.
I would have tried to figure out, and I'm going to spend all this money on you, and you're going to cancel on me last minute. Oh no, this shit's over. It's done.
Yeah.
Like it's not only rude. It's more than rude. Like to me, it's a personal
because now
she
basically has permission to treat him that way again.
Right.
And if he
if he came back to her.
Right. You drove to her house and found out. Like, you're in the car with the tickets, big smile on your face. And she's like, no, what was this guy in the closet somewhere waiting for the dude to leave? Like, what?
Exactly.
I mean, what? That's what I would think. Like,
really good.
He's hiding in the bathroom until he bounces.
And she's like, all right.
And now she probably thought, maybe it was her first love. We don't know, because you know how damaging that can be. But so I'm just assuming she got back together with him. He dumped her, cheated, whatever, and now she wants to come back to the nice guy that bought her Lady Gaga tickets.
Yeah,
I'd be kicking myself.
She probably went on a few dates.
He didn't specify it could have been anybody, but it's on that level though. Yeah.
Right, but I can almost predict like what went down there. Like we want to realize you're still a player, or whatever happened between them is still going to happen, and now you want the nice guy back that bought you Lady Gaga tickets that probably saved for them.
Absolutely not. You know what? The best piece of advice I could tell this guy from me, I heard from this play called Angels in America. It's written by the playwright Tony Kushner. My favorite character, he's this black, how funny, he's an ex-drag queen. Now that I think about it, my favorite line from that show is, he tells his friend, he goes, you know what? Real love isn't ever ambivalent. Meaning, you're not left in any type of like, you don't know what's going on in a relationship. You know where it's going.
Right.
You know, we're moving in together. You know how he feels. This person, someone who really loves you, who cares about you, wouldn't have canceled. Not for this reason. If they canceled, it could have been a better reason. But my phone's going off over there.
I
just heard it. But no, I think the reason she canceled, it could be anything. Like, oh, I'm sick. You know, like if you actually were, like, you know, you got the flu, you know, or you broke your damn leg. If I broke my fucking leg, I don't want to be.
Going.
I don't think I would want to go.
No, I'd be a whiny little brat the whole time. If I was sick or had a broken bone.
Because you think about it now. Think about it. Like,
you give me one of those little scooters I can put my knee on, be scooting around.
I pulled a muscle the other day, and I was like, I need like a Viking or something. Like, damn, this shit hurts. Like, I couldn't do it because think about it.
Too long to recover from everything.
You have a cast on, but that's not taking away pain. So you're on pills, probably a little fucked up, you know. And bitches will be pushing. People are pushing you everywhere. You know, you're on crutches. No, but like
I wouldn't go on crutches.
It was for me. It was that reason. If it's the reason for another man, fuck that. I'm out.
Yeah.
No, I'm not like I'm the only one. But we obviously planned this. I spend money on it, and it's time. I spend time on you, and now you're gonna fuck me over. Not fuck me over. You're gonna just ditch me.
Right.
Bye. See you later. So we all agree on that.
Yeah. I mean, and me personally, like I think I've said this before, I don't get attached to people at all. Like once it snaps inside of me, I'm done. Whether it's a friend or a family member or
the ick factor.
Yeah, it's
once
just
you
like
get that, you can't go back.
It's like there's no turning back. It's like a complete flip flop of the energy, and I feel like that
you just feel it. Yep.
Yeah. Like no, I'm done.
And at that point, it's best to just be honest because you know it's not going to go away.
It's not going to go away.
In my youth, I used to try to make it go away, but now it's like
no,
that happens. It doesn't matter. And you're right, friend, ex, whatever. If you get that feeling, you ain't coming back.
And you know what? So, before we go, just a really fun topic, because we asked this earlier. So, like, another one. Like, so this woman was writing into Dear Abby. I thought it was really fun. Because I always plan. Does anyone else mentally plan their wedding?
Yeah.
I mentally plan my wedding.
No.
You can't see me.
I don't want to get married and I have vision.
I plan it.
Yeah.
So I thought this was really fun.
Attached to like songs and stuff.
So she was saying that, you know, the cousins, the children of her cousins are like kind of misbehaved, and she doesn't really talk to her cousins anymore. She doesn't really want to invite them, but her husband is inviting his niece and nephew. So she asked her mom, like, should she invite all of her family members? And her mom said she should invite, you know, if she invites one family member, she should invite everyone. So I have a question. If it's your wedding, should you invite every family member to be invited to the wedding, even if you no longer talk to them or you don't even like them?
I love the or you don't.
I had to add that in.
Yes, if you can afford it and you don't like them, yes, you do have to still invite them if they're part of your life.
You say,
but I know it gets really expensive, so that's the problem. Like, I mean, you can't use you don't like them as a reason. I don't think. Depending on where you're at, maybe if you don't get along and you don't talk, why would they want to be invited?
Right.
But if they're like a part of your like family and you kind of talk to them regularly, I think it's like supposedly you're supposed to send an invitation out to everyone, not expect that not everyone will come.
Right.
However, weddings are so expensive. I can't even imagine. Having to pay that much. So I wouldn't blame anyone in my family for not getting an invite to their wedding because I know how expensive it is.
Yeah.
So I think it kind of depends, but. I just had to talk about if you don't like them because that just I'm like what? Come on.
But you said they hadn't talked, right?
Yeah, even if you haven't talked or you just don't like them. Either
or both. Well,
because both of them pertain to her story. I mean, it's like she doesn't talk to some of the family members anymore,
and they got some badass baby kids.
Yeah,
so
fucking shit up,
right?
You know how it is. They know. They know.
Shits to the table.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I'm kind of an asshole, so I probably wouldn't invite them. Because I mean, if they know, if I don't like you, you're definitely gonna know. Or if I haven't, you know what I mean?
I feel like it has to be like an extreme case of like,
but I mean,
really don't talk to you ever. It's nice to see you with something against you, but
right. But I mean, you cannot. I mean, make them RSVP, so then you can at least be prepared for Bebe's kids,
right? For Bebe's kids,
or like,
Bebe.
You know what I mean? If they have some, because or make it. Well, I mean, you can't really make a wedding.
It's a tough call. I can't imagine.
Well, here's what I say. It's your wedding. It's your day. You invite whoever you want. Me, I'm inviting whoever I want. Because let's be honest, there's some family members that you don't talk to every day. So yeah, I mean, I'm not going to go through. I think it's nice to go through the gesture of sending them an invitation, not expecting anyone, but you don't know they may
they
come.
all show up. I know
Well, how would they know? How would they know if you didn't send them an invitation? You know, like for me, a wedding is a very private event, and it is mostly between the two people who are getting married. I would only want my close relatives, close friends, you know, there, people that are in my daily life that we see all the time, who we know, you know, are there for us, you know, whatever or not. Like, because I have one of your family that you talk, like my family is very estranged from each other, so I guess that's why I have this answer. But we're very estranged, so I'm like, I'm not going to invite, you know, my uncle from New York, you know, because I haven't talked to him in a couple of years.
Well, that's the thing.
Not that I don't like him, it's just that, you know, I don't expect him to. Why am I inviting him?
Because it would be weird.
Yeah.
Weird.
Yeah.
I just remembered, you know, my mother got married in August. She didn't invite her older sister because she is very, like, and they've even tried to reach out. Like, her and her daughter were very, I don't know, they had a unique relationship, I guess. And she passed away a couple years ago, the daughter. And that's a whole nother story. But my aunt, like the families tried to reach out. She won't come to Christmas. Like, they always try to invite her, but like no response. So my mom's like, I'm not. Didn't even bother.
Okay.
So
We'll see, like, I mean, that's fair. Like, honestly, like I said, it's your wedding, it's your day. You should be able to do whatever you want to do. All right, so that's all the time we have for today. Yes, I think we had a great conversation. Yes?
I think we're right.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I got a lot
Nice
out.
to have Nikki back.
Yes. Yay. All right, so we'll see you guys next week. The holidays are actually no, because the holidays are coming. We'll take Thanksgiving off. We'll take Thanksgiving off. Yeah, so we'll be back the week after.
Done.
Yeah, it's like nothing. Anyways, we'll be back after the week after next.
Have a great Thanksgiving, everyone.
Have fun. Happy holidays. Have fun with your family. I'm Sean Nichols, aka Desire Some More. This is
Nikki Pooh.
And this is
Nicole Tarntelli.
We'll see you next time. We are Common Courtesy. Bye.
Bye.